everyone. Today the class is going to be a little different. So there will be a little different orientation somewhere in between. Don't worry, you have enough time to go to the pose, stay in the pose. Okay. So because we don't have ropes at home and doing an Uttanasana, forward bend or down dog in the rope gives you a different feeling, different extension in your spine and a much restful pose, we are going to use this. Don't worry, if you are not going to use this, I will show you options. But for those who are going to use your two scarves at home or a long belt, tie a knot. This is repetition for some people who may have already seen it and know it. You can sit in cross leg and close your eyes. You don't need to get disturbed. Others, tie a knot to those two scarves, tighten it, put it through a door, take it to your side from the above the door latch and then close the door. Then lock it so it doesn't open. Then we get in the straps, scarves and tie a knot here. Keep that ready too. You will need your chair, so keep that ready and feel that firmness when you will go to your Uttanasana. Then leave that there, even if you cannot see it for now or see me now when I go there. Come back to your mat, sit with your chair in front of you, sit on a brick, sit on a height, starting with some quiet sitting and sitting postures. So keep your chair in front of you, you may not need it now. And then close your eyes, sit on a good height, especially people with issues must take height. And then sit straight, sit tall, close your eyes, settle down. Today the hold in each pose will be longer. There will not be many postures you will do, but you will stay there longer for better effects. And that is why these props really help, give you that support. Relax from the head to the toes. Feel your entire body. Are you gripping, tightening? Just let loose, release, let go. Let your inhalations rise deep from the root of the spine and lift the energy, the prana upwards, lifting, expanding your entire body, maintaining that spaciousness, energy, slowly exhaling. Slow, soft, smooth inhalations, slow, soft, smooth exhalations. Feel your head, neck and spine in one long line. Maintain that length, spaciousness, breath by breath, further lifting, further expanding. Smile. That will help you release your facial muscles, the skin, and the senses will start becoming restful. Join your thumb and pointer, Dhyana Mudra. Back of the palm on your thighs, fingers soft and curly. Do not stretch and straighten your palm, your fingers. 5 times Om. Inhale. Relax. Slowly open your eyes. Change your cross leg. Keep your chair in front of you to rest your head. You may take even more height on the chair seat if you need to, and initially try to hold little higher up so you open up your armpit chest. Adjust your chair forward, backward. If it's too close to me, my head will bend like this. Okay, so that is not right. So then you can take your chair slightly ahead in such a way that you get an extension and the forehead rests. Stay there, close your eyes, extend your arms, open your armpit chest and rest your forehead on the chair. Take height on the chair if you need. We are going to be there for 2 minutes. Okay, so close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Now with that grip of the chair as you inhale, you can feel that frontal body unfolding as you lift that frontal body up towards the chair and move the back body, the shoulder blades wide and down away from each other, lower towards the ground. Slow, soft, smooth cycles of breath. As you inhale, extend your frontal body up towards the chair, move the back body away from the chair into the ground and slowly maintaining that extension and expansion, exhale, be there. Slowly come up. Join the soles of your feet, Baddha Konasana. If you need more height, less height, you decide. And you'll extend your hands initially, and if you feel that's too much, then you can just rest your arms on the chair, hold the chair lower, you decide. Okay? First extend your hands a little higher and up, drop the head down, close the eyes. Later on you can shift your palms, arms at your comfort level. Close your eyes, be there 2 minutes. Feel that opening and spread in Baddha Konasana. So torso extending, opening, spreading. Groins, inner thighs, perineum, pelvic region, abdominal region. Spread, open, widen. Breathe into all those regions. Breathe into all the spaces that we have created. Especially for beginners, it is good to use this height to extend on a chair. It's a beautiful prop to have at home, to use, because that teaches you extension before forward fold or bending forward. So that teaches you to lengthen and extend your anterior spine to go down deeper. So this is a good way to learn. Anytime you have sitting poses you're struggling in, number 1, sit on a height. Number 2, take height even for your hands, for your torso. Be there, few more seconds, feel your breath. And release. Stretch out your legs, Dandasana. If you have a yoga chair, you have a back bar where you can touch your toes. If you have a dining chair, just adjust it as per your requirement. Extend your hands, keep your feet wide apart, as wide as the chair. Roll your toes in, curl your toes in, heels out, and move your toes in, heels out, and toes straight to the ceiling. And then go down, rest your head. And now in this last sitting pose that we are doing, I want you to focus on the back body. Okay? By back body, I mean, yes, the back ribs expanding, back side ribs expanding. Other than that, can you feel your inner back lungs, posterior lungs, where we do not take our attention? So feel your inner back lungs. As you inhale, hope you are unfolding your body and feel those who are extending your arms. Your torso is like down dog. Every time you are extending your arms on the chair, this is like your down dog. Your torso, armpit, chest, back body, front body, side body feels like your down dog. So remember that feeling when we now start progressing to the standing poses. Few more breaths, back body focused, frontal body unfolding. So those who still haven't put their scarves in the door for the Uttanasana and the down dog, please do it. Others who are not going to do this, maybe you don't have a door handy, it's fine. I am giving you options. You will stand close to the wall like Avinash will show you. You will keep a bolster on the chair. Your feet are slightly away from the wall, about a foot or so. We are not directly going. Touch your hips to the wall. Separate your legs wide. Roll your toes in, open all the 10 toes and rest your elbows on the bolster. This is your option. Okay. Others who are with me, get in your belts now. Keep your chair in front of you for this same pose. Uttanasana. You may take one more pillow or bolster if you need on the chair. So we have enough time to adjust. Okay. Take your time. Walk forward. Feel that belt nicely. Tucking at the root of your spine, at the root of your thighs, somewhere below the pelvis. Okay, it can even go a little lower on the thighs. So that will give you that spinal extension as you go forward and drop the head to Uttanasana. We are staying here for 5 minutes. Okay, options: take more height on the chair. Then knees can be little soft or bent. Give up the pose and come back to the pose whenever you want. Listen to your body. Be there. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Keep your feet apart, slightly hip distance or a little more, not too much. Look at all your 10 toes, open them. Slightly roll your toes in, heels out. Feel that spread at the lower back, the sacrum. And rest your head on whatever height you need and be there. Now those who are at the wall, now you can slightly take your heels and touch the wall. So your frontal body is extending a little bit. So take your heels and touch the wall. Push your thighs back to the wall if you can and extend your body forward. Also those who are in Uttanasana, in the ropes, scarf, slightly take your chair forward so you get a little more extension. And drop the head. Work according to your level. Be there. Drop your head, close your eyes, grip your legs. Breathe. Close your eyes, be restful. Initially that mind will wander in the first few minutes, first few poses also. And that is natural. Okay? Let that happen. Let that process happen for you to move further, to go deeper in. As you practice, you will find some kind of shift. Now, so today what we are doing, I call it my immunity building sequence, because some of the poses are modified as per what I found something practical. Okay, so this is the sequence for immunity building. Staying there, breathing, feel how those calves or even the wall helps you find your alignment. Is your right hip, left hip equally aligned on the wall? For example, right heel, left heel equally touching the wall, right calf pushing back to the wall. If you're there, if you are in the bends or the scarves, feel the right pelvic bone, left pelvic bone. Is it equally feeling that touch of that scarf, or is one side feeling heavy? So beautifully you're able to align your body. And you get a nice extension where that rope holds you back and your spine extends forward. Your tailbone moves back and your anterior spine extends forward. It's very good for back issues. This is a pose given and it is very, very effective. Be there. Be there. The wall people, first I am showing all the poses. You will remove that bolster, push your chest slightly ahead so your hands are like down dog, your legs are almost like Uttanasana. Maybe you can touch the wall if you want, even with your entire leg. Keep your feet apart slightly and push the chair forward a little more so you get a down dog extension. So your body, thighs, you're pushing back to the wall and your arms extending forward. Same thing in the scarf, everybody. You have to go to down dog. So push your chair aside. Place your palms, bend your knees. Palms are wide open and bend your knees to walk back. Find your alignment, right hand, left hand. Your heels can lift up. If you have a wall behind, which I just about have, touch your heels to the wall up and extend your hands forward then more. Come on, sleep on that scarf and just feel what is this beautiful down dog you get. Supported. That is the way we can stay longer. Now we are there in your down dog. Close your eyes, breathe. Feel free to modify the pose a little bit as per your requirement. Inhale and exhale. Those who practice and can, of course, take your heels down in down dog. And again, both the groups feel the alignment. How is the right pelvis in the belt? How is the left pelvis in the belt or the scarves? That will give you the alignment. Look at your palms. Are they in one line? Are all the fingers open? And the elbow crease, elbow joint has to face each other and the elbow bone has to move into you. Same thing in the chair also you can achieve. Palms wide as much as you can, elbow joint facing each other and bottom arm to top arm lift up, bottom elbow to top elbow lift up. Release your head, let go and breathe. So in down dog you get a further spinal extension. Again, supported down dog is a therapeutic pose. Now, as you stay there, slightly longer exhalations, just a bit. Focus on your exhalations and make them complete. Don't push, don't force. Just exhale, 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 exhale completely, then inhale slowly. Few breaths like that, then few normal breaths. As you exhale, feel the navel moving to the spine and release your lower back. Maintaining that relaxed back. Inhale. Those in the scarves, maybe you can drag your hands 1 more inch forward. By now you must have already lengthened the spine so much that you can drop forward more. And push the thighs back, push your heels into the ground, everybody. Keep those legs sharp and active. If you find extending your arms in down dog has become too much for you, those on the ground in the scarves can even rest the elbows. Some of my students already know that. So you can just drop down on your elbows. So those arms, shoulders get a little relaxation. wide. At the wall, if you wish, you could take your legs and touch the wall. It gives a good understanding. So pull your chair back, and everybody can rest their head on a chair or on a break, whatever you want. Wide angle pose. Spread your legs wide. Now this is your last standing pose for now. We are not staying long. Roll your toes in now. Before you just go down now, look at your feet. Roll your toes in slightly. Look at your toes. Open all 10 toes. Just don't go down yet. Now look at your knees. Don't let your knees drop in. Roll your knees slightly outward. Lift and roll your groins from in to out. We are still making few adjustments. Okay, I'll give you time to rest. Lift the inner arches and move the inner ankle to the outer ankle. Press your outer heel on both legs. Both legs. Okay, roll the knees into out. Extend your spine forward. You may rest your hands on the chair if you want. You may rest your palms on the ground, head on the chair, or take a break, go down deeper. All my practicing students, drop completely to wide angle. So you decide. Don't let your knees drop in. Head down. Standing break if you want. Stay there. So the wall people already get a beautiful alignment because the wall gives them the heels and the hips in one line. Those who are in the scarf, see that your heels and hips are in a line. So heel in line with that hip, and then keeping your head down, grip the outer legs, inside to outside, roll your legs, pound the outer heels into the ground. Inner ankle to outer ankle, hit out. Inner knee to outer knee, roll. Spread, stretch the inner legs, groins wide and outward. Breathe. Up very slowly, okay, and just be there with your eyes wide open, feet slightly closer, stand straight, keep your eyes open because your head was down for so long, you will feel a head rush. So just be there. Keep your feet apart, roll your shoulders back, breathe. Inhale and exhale. Right finger down, Urdhva Baddha Asana. Wake up your body once more. Change the interlocking. And slowly release. Going to Shirshasana. Those who do Shirshasana, once you go up, 5 minutes will start. Those who are not doing will be with me. We are doing seated twists. So people who are doing Shirshasana, set up. Then I will start the timer. Those who are not will be with me. We would also use a wall. So stay with the wall at your back, about 2 feet away from the wall. Okay, and keep your chair in front of you. So the wall gives a good twisting, pushing action, okay, for the back arm. So after one trial you can adjust. Take more height, people with issues. Alright. So sit simple cross leg first. This is an easy twist to understand with all this. Now we are using the chair for the left hand. So your left palm goes on the chair, right hand goes to the wall and squeeze the belly from left to right. Touch the chair to your shins. So that gives you alignment, that your right knee should not move back as you twist. The right hip moves back. So that is misaligning. So push your right knee to the chair, hold the chair and rotate from left to right. Seated cross leg twist. Press your right fingertips on the wall. Turn the fingers outward. So turn your palm, bicep to tricep and be there. Again, inhalations to lift up. Shirshasana is going to be there for 5 minutes now. Work in your pose. You know all the instructions. Those who are practicing, see that your elbows are shoulder width. Cross leg change twist. Right hand on the chair, left fingertips on the wall. Touch both your knees or shins to the chair. That should not go. That is your alignment. And rotate. Now, Shirshasana people, squeeze your kneecap upward, that is towards the groin now, in this direction towards the ground. Move the thigh muscle to the bone. Lift your heels higher, lift your legs higher, lift your shoulders higher up. Press your wrist to lift the shoulders, Shirshasana. After a few breaths, press your forearm, bone to lift the shoulders. Then after a few more breaths on your own, you have to work on this. Press your elbow to lift your shoulders. So 3 areas to pound into the ground and get a shoulder lift. Now everybody start exhaling more and more and more. Suction at your navel to twist. Suction at your navel to lift your Shirshasana stronger, sharper, higher. Inhale and ascend, open up the body. Exhale and twist further. One more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale, twist. And release here. So this time we are going to Bharadwajasana. We are going to throw the legs. I am showing a mirror image to your left. Legs up to the, let me do the same side. Okay. So we are going to twist to the right. Legs to the left. Everybody cross your legs to the left. I will show you the view where you can see the crossing of the legs. Those who know, settle down on your break. Cross your legs. Knees are in the center. Left ankle is crossed on the right foot. That is Bharadwajasana. Left hand on the chair, right fingertips back. For those who know. Now, those who don't know, the crossing of Bharadwajasana is like this. It starts from Dandasana. It's a sitting pose. Okay. Then you will throw your legs to the left. Right foot is down, left foot is crossing like this. Center of the left foot on the right bottom, sole of the foot. And then left hand on the knee or the chair, right hand on the wall. Now don't lean back to the wall. Come to the chair. Lift your left side higher and higher. Look down at your chest. Look down at your chest and lift the left side to align and rotate. Align and rotate. Now, those who know your right hand, you can throw and hold your heel. You can see it here, I am showing this view. So, holding your heel to turn. This is a very good action for the shoulders. Shoulder joint. Neck long, chin slightly up. Don't turn your head unnecessarily. Move the shoulder blades down and wide. Exhale and twist. Exhale and twist. Exhale further, twist further. Bharadwaj Asana, twisting to the right. Then turn your head. Look over the right shoulder. And come back to center. Change legs. Shirshasana, work harder. Few more breaths. Few more breaths. Stay there. Patak Bharadwaj Asana, cross your legs to the other side. Hand on the chair, other hand on the wall. Again, I will show the back view. This time legs cross to the right. Right ankle on the left knee. Right hand on the chair for those who are using, and left hand on the wall. So that already gives a lift to your right side. Okay. As I take my hand on the knee, my whole side drops. So even I like to use the chair for height. And inhalation to lift. Now if you're feeling any catchy, pulley feeling in your right lower back groin, you have to sit on double height. I keep repeating this. Use height. Our spines are nowadays not so healthy. And rotate. Those who can, throw your left hand, hold the heel. Shirshasana, start coming down. Rest. Bharadwaj Asana, inhalations to lift up. Exhalations to turn from right to left, right hip down. Right hip down. Sit on your right hip. Right heel. Turn. 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 Slowly release and stretch out your legs. Next pose is Viparita Dandasana. So those who have yoga chairs know how to do. Go in your chair and start your Viparita. Now I had shown a picture, some of you may remember, using your two pillows, one bolster, two bolsters, whatever you have. In Viparita Dandasana, the crown of the head goes down, almost like your Shirshasana. Chin is up. Unlike Setu Bandh, where your shoulders rest down. This has been shown to you. Okay? So you will lie on those two pillows. The chair people, go in your chair and go to Viparita Dandasana. You will sit on the edge of the pillows. Take more height. Tall people will need one more, two more pillows. And then curve the head back. Okay, so I am too close to the wall. We have to move back. So your head, forget about the wall, don't use a wall, and curve the head. Viparita Dandasana, hands from inside the chair, don't go down, don't touch the bolster, no. Don't touch the bolster, get in and touch the wall. And full foot on the wall. Now Viparita Dandasana, I want your entire heel and toe on the wall. Heel has to go up on the wall, slightly higher is fine, and roll your toes in, heels out. Others, throw the head back exactly like he's throwing. Don't go so low. Viparita Dandasana, get in your chair, because otherwise it will be too deep. We are staying there for 3 minutes. So don't go too low. This has been told many times in class, so remember that. Those on the pillows, go down, curve the head and stay there. Show this view. So this height is less even for me. So you must take extra height. And then of course those who have neck issues, you can take another pillow or blanket and just extend your neck little less, okay? So you can take height and not throw the head back too much. Maybe a bit if you can is good. If you can't, just keep it flat. So take height for your neck, those who need. Give a support to your cervical and raise your chin up if you can. Be careful, especially people with issues. Feel that nice spinal extension and inhale in that entire length you're getting, and further length in the inner anterior spine is getting length. That is the spine, the inner vertebrae which collapse because of sitting, hunching. So we are giving a good extension to the inner vertebrae. So breathe into all those extensions, extension, extension, maintaining that lift at the chest. Slowly exhale. Now those in the chair, slowly come to sitting. Those who are on the pillows, slide down towards your hips so that your neck becomes flat, and then you will turn to your side. So first just be there, resting your head, slide lower. And then slowly roll to the right and come up. Okay, so the chair people are going to Sarvangasana. Today we are going to do 5 minutes Sarvangasana, 5 minutes Halasana. The others I will tell you what to do. Okay, so those who are in the chair, put one mat down. Do not go without a mat for chair Sarvangasana. I have always told you, because then the bolster slips here and there. So no use. Okay, so now I'll just show it to you all first how to do. So you will open your bottom mat in case those who have forgotten. You will keep your bolster approximate halasana distance. If you want, take a blanket on the bolster. So your shoulders are here, your legs will go to halasana, you go to chair sarvangasana. Okay, that's how you go. Keep approximate length of your legs for halasana. The others in the center, we will do a little bit of chatushpadasana with the chair. Okay. So I am showing you, especially people with issues, or any day everybody can take one bolster, 2-3 blankets or one pillow. That's step 1. Then you use your chair towards the legs. Yeah, I think all of you can see. So your feet will come on the chair. Okay, and your shoulders are going to rest, your neck is going to rest on the pillows. This is exactly what we did with the wall, and it is shown in the pictures, the wall Chatushpadasana. So support half your neck, take your legs on the chair, okay. So slightly your neck is out, your chin will be looking up little bit, neck will be open. Then you will hold the legs of the chair. This gives beautiful cervical work. And then you will press your heels and start lifting your hips. So gripping the chair, you get cervical extension. As against just going to the wall to do this pose, the chair gives you a beautiful extension. Now tuck your chin, look towards the chest and raise your hips higher and higher. Bring the chest to the chin and hold the chair tight. Pull your arms down and feel that traction at your shoulders. So you have a little height for the neck and the shoulders, soft padding, gripping the chair, do not leave the chair. Roll the shoulders back and down, back and down towards the spine. As you do that, also broaden, widen, spread the shoulder blades outwards. With every inhalation, bring your chest to the chin, lift higher. Suction at your tailbone as you exhale, suction at your navel. Maintaining that. Inhale to lift higher. Grip the chair. Lift higher and exhale. Stay there. So everybody is going to be there. The Sarvangasana people for 3 minutes. The chair people, I will ask you to release soon. And relax. Chair people, release, relax. Of course, those who can't do this, maybe you don't have the right guidance. The best thing is then to lie on the ground. What Chatushpadasana will do. The chair people will continue one more round whenever I tell you to go up, not yet. Others who want to do it, maybe you can do it on the ground, holding the scarf on your ankles, what we always do, supporting your neck, rolling the shoulders to lift to Chatushpadasana. So this is your other option. Okay, again you get cervical extension. So ready? Second round. Choose your option, either on the ground with little height for the shoulders and the neck. Even one pillow is fine. If you feel two is a little whatever difficult to do. And others, legs on the chair, holding the legs of the chair in fact gives you a very good grip and traction at your shoulders. Lift up, Chatushpadasana. Chatushpadasana is like a 4-legged pose. You know, your shoulders, 2 and your feet. So you are on the tops of the shoulders. So roll the entire body on the tops of the shoulders towards your chin. Lift the chest to the chin with your inhalation, even Sarvangasana. Chest to the chin, gripping the chair, maintaining that. Exhale, lift higher, Chatushpadasana. Lift higher. Inhalation, bring the chest up. Exhalation, lift higher. Stay there, few more breaths. Sarvangasana, you can take your legs straight up to the ceiling. Right leg, left leg join straight up. And look at your legs, Ardha Tadasana. Don't pull your thighs forward, keep your legs back and join your legs. Look at your right foot, left foot and be there. Last 1 minute. In the center, come down and you will do one last attempt if you can. If you're tired, whatever, just release and rest. Lie on your back. Ready? Last attempt with the chair or with the strap around your ankles. Chatushpadasana. Lift up. Lift up. Higher and higher and higher. Breathe. Ascend. Slowly down, those with the chair. Remove the padding from under your neck and just lie there with the legs on the chair. Be there. Legs on the chair, lie down. Bent leg Shavasana. Now the Sarvangasana people will go to Halasana. Slowly take your legs on the wall. Legs on the wall. Leave the chair and throw your legs on the wall. Fall forward. And straighten your knees. Don't take them down first. Straighten your knees. And lift your thighs up. Lift your shoulders up. Lift your body higher and higher in Sarvangasana. Yeah, if the distance has gotten less, you spread your legs wider. That way then you will be able to achieve. Spread still wider. So stay there, Halasana now, you are there for 5 minutes, make all your adjustments. If you want to leave your hands from the chair, you should, because of course after some time maybe you can leave them. 5 minutes is a lot to keep your hands back. Be there, breathe, feel free to take your legs higher up a little bit in Halasana, again bring them lower, maybe join your legs, spread your legs. So those who practice know the variations. Now, in the center, we are going to do some resting poses. So once more, take your chair in front of you. Sit on a height, one pillow or two pillows, and this is called Janu Shirshasana. Okay, so left leg is straight under the chair, right leg is folded, and then hold the chair, rest your head. Back problem, more height. Knee problem, more height, and give support under your thighs. Give support inside your knee joint if you need to. Go forward, rest your head, close your eyes, be there. We're going to stay there for a minute. Halasana, you may hold the front legs of the chair if it is too much now for your shoulders. But keep lifting your body up and away. Lift the thighs to the ceiling. Lift your navel to the ceiling in Halasana. Once more, slightly longer exhalations, everybody. Inhalations, extending, lifting, change legs. Janu Shirshasana. So in Halasana also, when you're inhaling, lift and make your body light and upwards towards the ceiling. Open up. Maintaining that lift, exhale. Same thing in Janu Shirshasana. Extend your body, maintaining that extension. Exhale, exhale. Exhale, exhale completely, navel to the spine, then inhale. Wide angle pose in the center. Spread your legs wide. Watch your heels, watch your ankles. Halasana last few seconds. Very good. Be there. In the center, rest your head. Wide angle pose. You can even rest your elbows, arms. Ground and pound your thighs into the ground. Extend your inner legs. Roll your thighs into out. Don't let your knees drop in the center. Knees align with the shin, align with the center of the ankle and the middle toe. Slowly start coming back. People in the center also go to cross leg. The Halasana people, slowly take your legs on the chair, feet on the seat of the chair. Hold the front legs of the chair and slide towards your head. Move down towards the head. Okay. Slowly, slowly. Now this is your next pose, which is called Setu Bandh Sarvangasana. So you must have all seen the immunity building sequence. Halasana people also come up, move your chair aside. Cross pillows or cross bolsters, whatever you have. Bolsters give a good height. If you can touch the wall, it's fine. Even if you don't reach the wall, it's also okay. So cross your pillows, cross your bolsters. Facing the wall, sit in the center of the cross. Keep your hips slightly lower towards the cross, and as you lie down, gently, slowly extending, expanding, you will lie down. So slightly shift your buttocks forward, and then opening the chest, drag your shoulders down, tuck your chin as you drag the shoulders down, 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 neck long. You will take the hands behind your head and pull your skull towards the top of the crown of the head. And then release the shoulders down, release the hands down. Now if you are too close, again you can spread your legs and see, or get up and adjust your distance. This may be too much. So yeah, this is too much. So after one trial, adjust your distance. Okay? That's too much. Okay. Too much. Now toes touching the wall, those who can, even if they leave the wall, it's okay. Let's not get stuck on that. Keep your toes sharp and active initially. Extend the back of your head, skull. So unfold that skull towards the crown of the head. Tuck your chin, rest your shoulders, open your palms, roll your toes in, heels out, and you should feel an extension and expansion in the thoracic region, the chest. Feel the extension and expansion in your dorsal spine, the back, the spine lying just behind the chest. If you're not feeling that opening, maybe you've fallen too much towards the shoulders. Then you need to move little bit towards your legs. So even if you're feeling less opening, maybe you can slide towards your legs little extra and even take a blanket or towel under your neck. Okay? So you decide how to adjust so that you are feeling that kind of extension and opening. Now, even if actually the pillows at home are quite thin, but still if you feel a slight pulling in your back, you raise your legs a little higher up on the wall or some other pillow. Okay? Close your eyes and be there. Setu Bandh Sarvangasana. We are staying here again for 5 minutes, so make all your adjustments. Feel free to redo your pose. There is time. You must feel that extension, spread, opening at the thoracic and the dorsal regions. Also feel the side ribs and feel that armpit chest opening at the side. Now as you inhale and exhale, I'm going to ask you to focus in that exact region, your side ribs and your below the armpit chest region. So as you inhale, can you feel an expansion in your side ribs, side chest, side lungs, maintaining that spread and expansion. Exhale slowly. Just Ujjayi 1, which is focusing on your inhalations and exhalations, very relaxed, very soft, very smooth. That is Ujjayi 1. No extending any breath. Normal breaths, but as you inhale, your focus now is on the armpit, chest, side chest region. And now slowly we'll start coming out of Setu Bandh Sarvangasana. Open your eyes, bend your knees, roll to the right, take your time. The next pose we are going to do is Supta Virasana. So coming up, take your pillows or bolsters and start setting up for your Virasana, which we will show you now. Those who can do Virasana, set up for Virasana. Take your ankle padding, take 2 bolsters if you want. Still, if you can't do that, you can sit on one bolster and lie back on 2 pillows. Make your adjustments. Now, those who find Virasana very difficult, simple cross leg, do a cross leg and lie back on the 2 pillows vertical. So, spine wise, okay? Sit on bolster. So now, like he is not able to do it. So I will make him sit on one bolster and put more padding behind. Now this is of course all possible in a class scenario. I understand where somebody is there to guide you. So only my students may be able to understand and achieve this. Others just lie down cross leg with 2 pillows vertical and rest. Close your eyes, let go. In Virasana, preferably knees should join as much as you can. So Supta Virasana or simple cross leg. I know Virasana is a big challenge, but at the same time it's an amazing pose to open up the frontal body. The hip flexors, the thighs which are all so tight and then cause the compression and back bends become very challenging. So try your Virasana with a lot of height. And this is a good pose to practice even after food. Virasana aids digestion. So on your bed is a good place to practice and learn your Virasana. Okay, so even my ankles hurt a lot. So I take all the padding and my knee I take padding. But so do that with all the props, take 2 pillows nicely on the bed and practice your Virasana. It has amazing benefits. So now stay there with whatever position is comfortable to you. Either crossing your legs and lying back or in Virasana. Or just straight legs but lying on a height. Spine wise height. Take a padding for your neck. If your chin is being thrown up, we don't want that. We want a neutral neck and chin is just parallel to the ceiling. Now we are going to change the breathing pattern slightly. We are moving on to the next Ujjayi, which is extension of your exhalation breath further and further and further and further. So longer exhalations, normal inhalation. After a good inhalation, slowly exhale, softly exhale, gently exhale, emptying out your lungs completely, navel to the spine, and then slowly inhale. Take normal breaths, just do 1 or 2 longer exhalations. Then normal breaths. Next round, start after a good inhalation, and as you exhale, empty out the top lungs, center lungs, side lungs, bottom lungs, empty out, segregate. But that doesn't mean drop your chest, okay? Keep the chest up, emptying the lungs, segregate the abdomen, move the navel to the spine, slowly inhale, 1 more round. Exhale, empty out, chest up, expand it to empty out, no dropping the chest. Exhale completely till you feel the abdomen segregated from the chest. And then normal breaths. Relax, relax. And then just a few cycles of Ujjayi inhalation. I will release your Virasana, just a half a minute more. So exhale completely and slowly inhale, similar to what we did earlier. Let all those instructions play in your mind, maintaining that lift. Exhale. Normally, again, once more, Ujjayi inhalation, slow, soft, region by region by region, filling, expanding, maintaining that spaciousness. Exhale, normal breaths, relax. Slowly start coming out of your pose, release your legs, and time to lie down for flat Shavasana. So just lie down a little bit, rest your back. Those who are late for work or whatever, your time is up, you may come up. Others, just be there a little bit. I'll tell you when 1 minute is up. Just a minute. Slowly open your eyes, bend your knees, turn to the right, and slowly come up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your patience.